There we go. Good morning. Good morning and hello to all, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We are streaming live on TikTok, live on YouTube, and on Facebook. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. This is the way. Yeah, I'd like to see some people in the chat. That's what's up. Odrin Christensen says hi. Sarif the Hufflepuff, I see you. What's up? Hello. Michael Martin, how's it going? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing very well. We got a lot of Mandalorian stuff to talk about today, and I don't know why I'm holding my helmet like this, but whatever. Why not? Why not, guys? So anyway, go ahead and put that down. Put my bucket down for a second. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, man. And I can't wait to dive right in. Odrin says, how you doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And hello. Okay, I went to the place that the Mandalorian has been before. Where does that mean? Mando's been to a lot of places. Yeah, I like doing this on TikTok where I kind of show like half of my face. It's kind of cool. So I have a little more, I don't know, interaction, I guess, with you guys when I'm streaming. But my face is still, concealed. So, how did you make the blaster? It was actually 3D printed. I probably can't show that on TikTok, but yeah. Anyway, here, I can probably show it on YouTube. This is a prop. So, the way I did it this was 3D printed, and then I used gunmetal paint and wood filament marker. Obviously, I had to do paint, primer, all that good jazz. So yeah, that's how I did it, and it was really cool. I'm playing with my 501st battle pack. Nice, very cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the blaster was really fun to put together. The bottom piece of it is a little wonky, but nonetheless, everything holds together and works really well, man. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like it. I subscribed to you on YouTube. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm seeing those numbers on YouTube go up like crazy, guys. And now that you mentioned it, because I was going to mention it, but since you mentioned it, now I'm going to mention it, and now we can talk about it. So what I was going to say is that, so let's talk about goals. So my next face reveal for TikTok is going to be at 500K. So it could be a little while, or it could be sooner, depending on the growth on the TikTok page. And, I'm kind of fine with that because you guys see my face everywhere else. Like if you're on YouTube, it's kind of one of those things. I always show my face on YouTube. Now, and again, to all my new people who are just following me, the reason for that is just because I like to play into more of the character of, Din Djarin, on the TikTok platform, where it's worked out that way, where it's like, that's kind of my thing now. It wasn't always like that on TikTok, when I first started off. But, getting such a new and massive following, it was like, you know what? Kind of want to try something different. Let's try this out. I've seen it work for other people in different ways. And, I wanted to try it out on my page. And so far, so good. And I can't back out of it now, at least on TikTok. But I enjoy it. I enjoy kind of the mystery with keeping my face, the majority of it concealed anyway. And it's so funny. So like I did a video today where I was just like I comment on you guys' comments, I pin them up, and that's like my thing. So there was one comment, somebody said that I look like Little Nas X. I get so many funny comments, man, like of people that people think I look like. I love your Mandalorian voice. I will sub to you. You deserve it, man. Hey, thank you, Togo. I appreciate it. Welcome to the squad, dude. This is the way. And to answer, there was another question somebody asked me today. I'll probably do a video response to it. They're like, can you do the Mandalorian voice without the helmet? Absolutely, I can do the Mandalorian voice without the helmet. It's literally just an impersonation, you guys. That's it. So you have to be able to have the voice. It's like, the best way I can describe it, it's a bedroom voice. So it's like grabbing you by the balls and saying, I demand your attention. But at the same time, it's very gentle. It's very, warming. It's very comforting. It's like, envision me butt naked by a fireplace, drinking the finest scotch. That's how you do the voice. So to answer that question that I got earlier, can I do the Mandalorian voice without the helmet? Well, there you go. This is the way. So that's how I do it, guys. That's it. Hi. Do you like Star Wars? Yeah, absolutely. And hello. Is this real? Yeah, this is real. It's not a face reveal, but it's a half face reveal ish sort of thing. So yeah, it is real. Can I be Grogu's uncle? Sure, as long as you're not like a weird uncle, I think we should be fine, man. Absolutely. You're right. This is the way. Goodbye. Hey, thanks, Togo. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the channel, man. I appreciate it. So anyway, back to goals, like what I was talking about. I get so distracted. So again, next face reel for TikTok will be 500K. Now, I want to do something big. I want to do something really cool. But you guys got to let me know what you want to see. Like, what would be epic for reaching that goal? You know, I'm thinking of things, like things come to mind, but you guys let me know. Like, what do you want to see besides just my face? Like, I don't know. Should I go to a convention and like meet up with you guys or something? I don't know. I'm still trying to plan it out. And I'm also in the midst of like, we're about to move into our house August 18th. That's the closing date. So very, very excited about that. And by the way, you know, like my whole setup that I had before, that's all been torn down. So, you know, once I move into the house, you know, I'll have my office and everything was, you know, be reset up and a permanent new great looking setup, man. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And eventually some new updates. Like I want to get a better chair and other things like that. But yeah, nonetheless, can't wait for that, man. It's going to be really cool. Have you thought about doing a medieval Mando? Kind of like a knight. Ooh. The thought has never come to mind, but now the thought is in my mind. So therefore, I will think about it. That sounds really fun. By the way, I can babysit Grogu when you are on your next mission. Great, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just have the kid in bed by 8:00 p.m. and we're all good to go. We're all good to go. All right. Let's see. Can you say my name? If this is real? Yeah, Alvin 2,000, 2 million. I think that's Alvin 2 million. I think that's how I say your name. I'm not sure, man. But yes, why wouldn't the live stream be real? Yes, it's real. Oh no, and I knocked my phone over and revealed my face temporarily, guys. Calm down. Yeah, one of my other followers was getting on my case the other day. They're like, yeah, you showed your face completely on TikTok. You're giving away the mystery. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Hi, you're amazing. Thanks. I appreciate that. Kylo Ren versus Boba Fett. Ooh, that would be an interesting fight. I think Kylo Ren probably would take it though, ultimately. You know, just with his capabilities. But you know, it would be one hell of a fight because it's Boba Fett. Come on. Hey, remember me? I think so. This stream is the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like today's stream is so much better than yesterday. Yesterday was so slow. I don't know if it was because I went later or something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm feeling it too, man. I'm happy to see so many people just jumping in and hanging out. Some people pre-record lives on TikTok. Oh, shit. I didn't even know you could do that. I feel like that's boring, though. Why would you pre-record a live? You know, that defeats the purpose. You want to hang out with people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, I never do that. But I didn't know you could do that. That's a cool feature. But I like the engagement. You know, it's different, like on YouTube particularly. Like, you know, this stream, once it's done, you guys can always go back to my channel and watch it. So for those who like, you know, for some reason you couldn't make it to a stream and you're like, damn it, I really wanted to tune in and see what he was talking about today. You can always go and rewatch, you know, my restream, you know, videos. So there always will be up on the channel. So maybe it's something like that's on TikTok. Yeah, I get that. That's cool. Like if you did a stream and people just want to catch up on what you were talking about. But yeah, no, I'll never do like a pre-recorded thing because I love the engagement. That's the whole purpose of it, is to kind of hang out and be in the moment, you know, with you guys. I had to switch accounts. Oh, I see. Nice. Well, welcome back. Let's see. I love your Mando helmet. I want one. Thank you. Me too. Yeah, they're great, man. There's so many ways to do the Mando gear in general. Like you can make your own out of, PVA foam. You can buy one, whatever, depending on your skill of talent. There's many ways to get that armor into your hands. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, now that we're like 10 minutes in, why don't we go ahead and just jump into what I wanted to discuss today? So we got big Mandalorian news, guys. This is exciting. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. So let's do that. So here we are, guys. This took me by surprise. Like maybe some of you guys already knew about this. I just found out yesterday, and I've not read the article yet. So this is kind of my first interaction, my first reaction of hearing more about this news. So we're getting a new episode of the Mandalorian Gallery. If any of you guys remember, Disney Gallery, they did, that type of show with, John Favreau and everyone that was kind of behind the scenes of the Mandalorian. They have the gallery, which kind of showed you literally the behind the scenes takes and cuts and information of the Mandalorian show. So now we're having a new episode that, and I always had that question in my mind when they did the most recent, gallery episode, was like, why didn't they talk about Luke Skywalker? It really wasn't mentioned at all. So now we're getting that episode this month. So let's get into the article and see what they say. So special episode of Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian explores Luke Skywalker's return in season 2. Let's go! I'm so excited for this, man. That's going to be great. Making the season 2 finale premieres August 25th exclusively on Disney Plus this month. Y'all, oh my God, I'm ready. And you know what's crazy? I will be in my house by that time. I will be watching this in our house. Like, holy crap. Right now, we're in an apartment, and it's just so different. Like, I can't wait to be in the house, have my surround sound set up, have my office set up, be doing a live stream party with y'all watching this. Dude, it's going to be freaking amazing. Okay, so anyway, let's keep reading. In the last year's season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, the appearance of young Luke Skywalker was one of the biggest reveals and best kept secrets of the acclaimed show thus far. Reaction to the episode was emotionally charged for many, deeply resonating with generations of fans who were elated to see the Jedi Master in his post-Star Wars Return of the Jedi prime. So the story of the cutting-edge technology used to bring the Luke back is the subject of a special extra episode of Disney Gallery Star Wars The Mandalorian, debuting August 25th on Disney Plus. Yes, man, I cannot wait for this. It's going to be great. So, making of the season 2 finale is a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the celebrated chapter of The Mandalorian, thus with a focus on the technology used for recreating Luke Skywalker. It delves into the collaborative process, including working with Mark Hamill to create an authentic and fitting recreation, and explores the immense pressure and responsibility the filmmakers had in bringing back one of the most important characters in the film history. The Television Academy recognized the second season of The Mandalorian earlier today with 24 Emmy Award nominations, including Best Drama Series. Holy crap. That's crazy. I heard some news about that. I seen Giancarlo Espinosa, the guy that plays Moff Gideon. He had, I seen he got some awards and some stuff for The Boys as well. And The Mandalorian, was just blowing up with several awards like crazy, man. Wow, that's really cool. So yeah, man, this is exciting. That's really, really cool. So if you guys have had that question like myself, because, this has been in the back of my mind for a long time, since season 2 and getting the gallery, like after it was kind of like, man, I wonder why they didn't say anything about Luke Skywalker and that process. Because I've seen even other creators kind of dive into that, where they were, kind of talking about like, hey, this is what, I would have done, or yada, 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 whatever, talking about the green screen and, the deep fake, all that kind of stuff. So it's just so cool that we're able to get that now. Like, that's so cool. And it's this month, you guys. This month. That's crazy. And how bizarre is that like you guys show up in these live streams all the time. We've been talking about the Mando. I mean, obviously we talk about Mando stuff all the time, but specifically lately we've been saying like, man, there's a lot of us that do miss the show, and we just can't wait to, get something new with The Mandalorian, and then boom, here it is. Here we go. This month, you guys. So I'm excited for it. I cannot wait for this. And yeah, it really was an emotional moment. I remember, I don't know if my boy Nico is in any of these streams, but me and him, it was me, Nico, and maybe a couple other people. This was when my live streams were like, my page was growing at the time. It was very, very peewee and minimal. Back in during this time of The Mandalorian. And so it was just a few of us that were in the live stream. This was late at night, and we were hanging out, and I was literally on the edge of my seat, jumping out of my seat. I was just in awe, man. Like, I was like, no, this can't be. Is it really Luke Skywalker? And I just lost it. Like, middle of the night, like 1 a.m., jumping up, just cheering, screaming. My daughter was asleep in her crib at the time, and I didn't care. I was like, dude, I can't believe I'm watching what I'm watching now. Like, right now. It was so crazy, man. So I'm sure many of you can, like, this was one of those moments in Star Wars history where it was like, where were you at the time when this happened? For me, like, I vividly remember. It was just so cool. You know what I mean? So I'm excited that we're actually getting that gallery episode to really dive into that and to kind of show the process. Because, on another end, there are, for some, I used to be one of those guys, too, that really didn't care for what they did with Luke in the sequel trilogy. I've grown to appreciate his character development in the sequel trilogy thus far. Like, I've grown to appreciate it, and I didn't always like it. I didn't always agree with it, but over time, after rewatching, and even after listening to other, peers, I've grown to really appreciate his character development, in this sequel trilogy. But I do know that there are those others that, they didn't like how Luke was treated in the sequel trilogy. So to see his kind of triumphant return in The Mandalorian was a really big deal across the board. No matter how you felt about the sequel trilogy, across the board, this was a big moment for a lot of us as fans. So I remember that moment vividly, and I'm excited to kind of, go back to that moment, especially in the gallery, because I just enjoy, watching the behind the scenes stuff in general, especially as an actor. I know what it's like, seeing things from behind the scenes. And I'm always fascinated with the process of, doing certain things when it comes to the world of film. So this is going to be great, man. Literally cannot wait. Sound off. Let me know you guys' excitement for this. I'm hella excited for this. This is going to be crazy. So, oh, Michael, you want to join the live? Yeah, I'll bring you in probably like when we get to about like 30. So give me a little bit, because I gotta go over a couple more things. And once we get to about like 30 minutes of the stream, then I'll pop you in. Absolutely. I love chatting with you, buddy. Yay, someone. What? Oh, I missed questions. Holy shit, my bad. Do you get racist hate sometimes? Not really. I get like funny comments. Like, I did a video today where someone, I see like multiple times if I do like a half face reveal, or I'm just showing a piece of my skin, someone's like, oh, he's black. Black Lives Matter, BLM. They'll have to type that. And I'm like, I did a video today really going into this. I was like, the way you can really promote that and really mean that, like, for people who aren't black, and you're saying like, hey, Black Lives Matter type of thing, prove it by your associations. So the people that you hang out with, the content that you support, you know what I mean? Like, by doing those things, or even educating yourself on Black history, that proves Black Lives Matters, versus just, jumping on a trend of a hashtag. You know what I mean? To me, as a black man, when I see those comments, like on my videos, for instance, it's like shooting blanks. It's really meaningless. So, and I'm not throwing hate at BLM and the movement. I'm just saying, as a black content creator, it's more meaningful, like, hey, what are your association? Have you taken the time to associate with black people or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't get racist hate, but sometimes I get those like empty comments that I'm like, if I were any other race, it wouldn't matter. Nobody would, post that. But at the same time, I'm just like, hey, as long as you support my channel, you support me as a person, you like what I do, that's what matters most. And yeah, acknowledge the beauty of, race and ethnicity. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when people say like, oh, I'm colorblind, I don't see anything. Like, no, acknowledge it. Like, that there's beauty in our differences. You know what I mean? Now, I will have to say this. I know there are other friends of mine on TikTok that definitely have other issues, you know, where they have racial comments. Like, it is bizarre. Like my buddy Darth Solo. I know even my girl Erin, she does some amazing, you know, cosplay. But I've seen in their comment section, it is just pretty bizarre, some of the things that people will say sometimes that are just nasty. So me personally, I've never had that issue. But again, it's a great lesson even for me, because even though something may not be happening to you directly, doesn't mean it's not happening somewhere else in the world to somebody else. You know, so it's just to keep those things in mind. So yeah, to answer your question, great question. Do you like Star Wars? No, I absolutely detest. I hate Star Wars. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, man. Like, this is my life, dude. This is what I do. This is what I do. So of course I love Star Wars. Sometimes, do you get? Oh yeah, I already got that question. Am I in the bounty list? Absolutely. You're definitely on my bounty list. This is the way. Cool. I think I caught up on all the questions. Let's watch a movie. Yeah, that sounds fun. You go pop the popcorn. I'll get some drinks. I'm feeling like Indiana Jones today. Let's watch some old Indiana Jones movies. That sounds fun, right? This is the way. Anyway, a random 501st trooper from the 501st Battalion. Yo, dudes, the Republic is pretty chill. Maybe you could, like, join it or something. I love that quote. Vader. Man, I gotta tell you, I absolutely love, like, Lego stuff so much. Like, this is a random note, but me and my wife, we've been playing the Lego Jurassic World, where you get to play all the movies. And it's so fun because it just takes me back to, we used to have the Lego Indiana Jones when we had the Wii years ago, when the Wii was a thing, if anyone remembers what a Wii is. I enjoyed the Lego Indiana Jones. I love the Lego Marvel games. It's super fun. And I cannot wait for the Lego Skywalker saga to come out for Star Wars. Like, it's been delayed, you know, quite a bit. So hopefully we actually do get it this year, which will be really fun. And you get to play through all of, you know, the Skywalker saga, which is going to be crazy. So literally cannot wait for that. It's going to be amazing. When is the... Oh, Lego Batman. Yeah, Lego Batman's pretty fun too. I did play that back in the day. It's really fun. And I love the Lego movies. Yeah, I just love the Lego stuff in general, man. It's really fun. Ghost Riley, what's up, man? What's up? So, one other thing I did want to share with you guys was, let's see. I don't know if you can see my screen. Probably not. So, let me share my screen right over here. Boom. There we go. So, this is the Instagram page of the fan film that I'm a part of. So if you guys, you know, here in a few streams, I've mentioned it, and I also released a video yesterday, kind of just showing you some behind the scenes stuff of this fan film that I'm a part of, and it's the Bo-Katan fan film. So it's called Bo-Katan: Return of the Prodigal Daughter. So this past Sunday was my day one, day on, set where we were filming. And, I did some stuff for two of the characters that I'm playing. And you guys can go to their, Instagram account and follow them there. I'm pretty sure they're also on Facebook as well. So, here we'll be posting updates. I think here soon we should be doing like a cast reveal or something. I'm not sure where that's happening, but wherever it happens, if it's on my channel or somewhere else, I'll be sure to let you guys know where you can kind of get all the information and meet everyone, which is going to be really fun. And so a little information about this particularly. This film, again, I'm playing two different characters. I can tell you about one of them. One is a villain and then one is a Mandalorian. So the Mandalorian that I'm playing, his name is Teal Vizsla. Teal Vizsla. So yes, he is a part of the House of Vizsla and that tribe. And he's kind of like just one of the leaders of, the Mandalorians. But this film is all about Bo-Katan, and it really kind of goes into that moment after she took the Darksaber in Rebels. So if you guys are Star Wars Rebels fans, then you're really going to love this film because it's really like a live action episode of Star Wars Rebels. That's really what it's meant to feel like. Other characters that you will see, you'll see Corky, you'll see Bo-Katan, of course. This is her movie. I know Thrawn will be there and a few others. So I can't mention everyone, but you're definitely going to want to check it out. It's going to be great, man. So, yeah, definitely go and follow them on Instagram. And I believe there's a Facebook page as well. So if you want other updates aside from myself, you're more than welcome to check them out there. So, yeah, man, it's going to be great. Cannot wait for you guys to see the movie. I think Boba Fett is going to set the tone of Mando season 3. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I think, and I mean, that's awesome, going into December. So this fan film that I'm a part of, the Bo-Katan fan film, that comes out in December. So we're going to get that. And then also you have the Bo-Katan, the Book of Boba Fett. So that comes out this December as well. So, we're hitting you guys with some good holiday stuff for Star Wars. But, yeah, the Book of Boba Fett, I think it probably will definitely, potentially lay some Easter eggs for Mandalorian Season 3. From what I hear, it sounds like they're already doing some pre-production work on Season 3 of The Mandalorian. So I'm sure we'll get more news on that eventually. I would not doubt it, man. But also, this is definitely going to be, Boba Fett's story. Like, what I want from his show is to really, enlighten us on what happened during that moment of him escaping the Sarlacc pit. So I hope episode 1 literally starts off like in Return of the Jedi, where he gets kicked into the Sarlacc pit, and you see how he survives, how he loses his armor, what he's been doing all this time, and Cobb Vanth. I feel like Cobb Vanth definitely needs to be included in this. He would have to be, you know what I mean? And then going into present time, with Boba. So I don't know how many episodes there's going to be. Let's look it up. Shit. Now I want to know. I'm just curious. Like, I want to know how many episodes are going to be in the Book of Boba Fett. Let's look it up. How many episodes are in the Book of Boba Fett? That information may not be out yet, but it never hurts to just check. A 4 episode. What? That's in 2020. Is there anything like 2021? Like at all? Let's see what this says. Let's see what this says. So episodes. Directed several episodes of the series with Jon Favreau. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't really say. I seen something that said that it's like 4 episodes. But if that's the case, I'm willing to bet you they're going to be like movies. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like your typical Mandalorian episodes. I feel like for this, it will probably be like they're like an hour or more long. They would have to be. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that says 7 episodes? What? Interesting. Oh, we actually do have it. Let's go. Let's check this out. So 7 episodes. So there's 7 episodes. That's pretty cool. And then and then Ming-Na Wen, she's in, Fennec Shan, she'll be in 2 episodes. Interesting. Huh. So I wonder if a lot of it will be catching us up on like the history of Boba Fett and then going into those present times. I don't know. But anyway, that's something there. So that'll be really fun, man. I can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, man, I can't wait for the Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be the stuff. It's going to be great. Let me go ahead and pop my boy in. Told you, I'm a man of my word, dude. I am a man of my word. My daughter's like right beside me eating a plate of cereal. Yeah. So now, if you guys have any other questions, this is Q&A time. I'd love to do that. And hello, what's up, Alvin? Good to see you, dude. Michael Malgus. What's up, Michael?
How's it going?
Going good, man. Good to see you back, man.
It's good to be back.
What brings you on today? What you want to talk about?
I saw a few different things, like with what you were talking about with the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian Gallery. Honestly, to me, I love the fact that they're finally bringing in another episode of Mandalorian Gallery. I love watching those. I love looking into the background of it, because I think I've told you this before, like on how I'm trying to go to college right now to become a writer for movies, TV shows, stuff like that. To me, looking into something like that, it's telling you what I could eventually work my way to be part of something like that. So for me, that's like an inspirational tool to keep moving forward. Yeah, man. It's always fun seeing like the, behind the scenes, cuts of things, and really to see the process brought to life. Originally when like the gallery was announced, not necessarily the gallery, but it's almost one of those things of like, there's a difference in working at Disneyland and visiting Disneyland, where it's like certain things can take the magic away from you as far as the experience, but not really. The gallery never felt that way for me, where it was like, it just makes it even more intriguing to see like, wow, this is how they did what they did, and it's just super exciting. So I can only imagine, as I feel
a filmmaker. Man.
I feel the same way about that. But as a fun fact, I've actually been to Disney World before, where I actually marched in a band through Magic Kingdom.
Oh wow!
So I got to see the background and everything else, like behind the scenes of everything. Yeah, it's a lot different. That's all I'm going to say. It's a lot different.
It is a lot different. It is. My wife, she actually used to work there. Well, at Disneyland, she worked there, and like I think it was like Autopia, and she absolutely hated it. But we enjoy going to Disneyland and visiting. So there is a difference. But in terms of the film world, man, just seeing the process and kind of being a part of that, there's still magic there when you're bringing something to life versus viewing it from the exterior point of view. So gallery is going to be great, man. And it's so funny because on the channel here, we've been talking a lot about like, man, we all miss the Mandalorian, we all miss Grogu, we miss watching every week, and now boom, there we go, the end of this month, the end of, is it August, right? Is it August 25th? Yeah. So August 25th, we're going to be getting that. And sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I hope I didn't say this month that it was coming out. I hope I didn't say that. It's definitely August. So my bad if I said that earlier, but it is August 25th. So definitely looking forward to that. And I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this. And Michael, you're included in that. Would you guys be down to do like a watch party for it? Or do we just want to talk about it in a different stream? I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm always down for doing watch parties.
For me, I'd say maybe do both, in all honesty, because like for me personally, I enjoy watching shows on my own time. For me personally, like there was like there's one person who I follow on YouTube, Star Wars Theory. He was doing a watch party of the newest episode of Bad Batch. Funny thing is, I actually watched it before he did.
Oh yeah, I think he's like in Canada or something. His time frame is so.
But like we started at the exact same time. It's just that I started just a few seconds before he did. So then so whenever I went onto his stream, he was still on the scene whenever Hauser was trying to talk with the troops, and I'm over here going, I'm already done.
Right.
I'm already done.
Yeah. I have not done a watch party at all, on this platform. So it may be a thing that if there's interest there, I'll definitely will consider it. I'm like you, where my brain, I like to just kind of wind down and relax and enjoy it all for myself. Because if you're streaming, it depends. If the want is there and you guys want it, I would definitely do it for sure. But I also want to enjoy it, watching it for myself versus having to be back and forth. So we'll see. But if the want is there and I get a lot of requests, dude, hell yeah, let's do a watch party. If you guys absolutely want it, let me know and I will actually consider it. So
I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah.
I'll definitely jump in on the live stream in order to discuss my thoughts over it. I will gladly do that.
Oh, I know you will. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. What else did I talk about today? Yeah, I talked about the Bo-Katan found.
And the Boba Fett
more
show.
Updates. Yeah, Boba Fett show is going to be great, man. And Book of Boba Fett, so it looks like there's going to be 7 episodes. Yeah, 7 episodes.
And to me, I like that. I like that number because to me, it's not too much, not too little.
Yeah,
because like
there's a lot that they could do with that. I personally hope and would feel that this is the time to kind of do that past and present thing for at least for Boba Fett's story, because I feel like there's a good chunk of time that needs to be caught up on, and potentially, guess what? You could bring in Daniel Logan. Why not? For some of those other moments. I don't know if they would consider doing that, but I'm just saying, if you're going to go all the way back, because we have to think of the Mandalorian. This takes place, this is, 5 years after the Return of the Jedi. So, I mean, maybe that would be a bit of a stretch to bring in Daniel Logan. I don't know, but I'm just saying that they could, if they had him like in the suit at least, something like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like, literally, they're taking you back to that moment of Return of the Jedi where, Boba Fett fell into the Starlight Pit and then showing us what happens kind of like after that. How the hell did he survive? How did he lose his armor? How did Cobb Vanth get the armor? Which they kind of talked about in The Mandalorian. But again, I feel like even his character definitely needs to be present, because I feel like that plays along into Boba Fett's story, and where we see him now. So, yeah, man, I can't wait. But here's the other thing, too. Don't forget that the Book of Boba Fett and, like, Ahsoka, Rangers of the New Republic, it's shelved for right now, but who knows? Potentially could come back, or we'll get something else to replace it. I don't know. But all of those shows are supposed to have, they're supposed to, like, have a connection. So they're supposed to, like, overlap at some point in, like, some cinematic event that's supposed to be happening with these shows. So that's one thing to also keep in mind when we're watching the Book of Boba Fett. Again, you kind of mentioned this earlier, Michael, where it was like you feel like the Book of Boba Fett would definitely set the tone for season 3 of The Mandalorian. I think you're onto something there, because again, they're all supposed to connect at some point. So it's also keeping in mind and putting the pieces together, like what is it that's going to bring them together? You know what I mean? Is it a person, a thing, some event? Is it another war? Because again, we're going to, I'm sure we're going to be going to Mandalore in season 3 of the Mandalorian. So you have to ask, like with all of these shows, what's going to connect them the most besides the characters, event-wise, what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see.
I actually just had a thought when you just said that. I just had a thought.
Yeah.
It would make sense to me to be a crossover between Mandalorian and Boba. For sure. Yeah. We haven't got Ahsoka yet, so I can't go off of Ahsoka yet. But going off of what we do know about Ahsoka with Thrawn, it would make sense in the long run with this one. So this is just a theory, obviously, that I just came up with it. Yeah. Bo-Katan, as we already know, she has a bit of a grudge right now against Mando because of the Darksaber. And Bossk has already been confirmed for Boba Fett. And Bossk and Boba did not leave on good terms.
Yeah. Yep.
Bossk and Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan could hire Bossk to try to work with her because since Bossk is a bounty hunter, Bo-Katan believes that she can beat him, but just to have that extra bit of support it'd be good. And then having Boba as a bit of backup, because Bossk is already after Boba, so that way Boba and Mando team up again to try to take out Bossk and Bo.
Yeah.
But the same
just seeing Bossk in general, man. I'm all for it. Absolutely.
And there's one other bounty hunter I'm really hoping will be in Boba Fett. There's one other. Only one.
Yeah.
Above all else is Dengar.
Sabine? Oh, Dengar. Okay. Talking about the bounty hunters. Yeah. Dengar, I feel like that would make sense. Absolutely. Let me just type this message.
It's because the reason why I'm saying Dengar is because I don't know if you know this or not, but like in Legends, Dengar and Boba were best friends.
Yeah,
I think
it would be great to see him.
Yeah, and like Boba was, he was Dengar's best man at his marriage, and stuff like that. I think that'd be great to bring Dengar in to try to show that synergy again.
Yeah, I think Dengar deserves it because I feel like his character, at least in the movie, you know, what did he do? You know, but besides
he did show up in Clone Wars. He did show up in
Clone Wars. Yeah.
Very little.
Yeah, I want to see
little.
I want to see more of him for sure. So I think Book of Boba Fett would be so great, like assembling the gang of Mandalorians back together. We need to see that. I'm gonna bring one more guest on with us, Brickfish Productions. What's up, man? Hello? He asked me to bring him on. All right.
And also one thing that you said yesterday, I thought about it, but how you were saying on how Mando was kind of like that pivot point, and where you started to realize that Star Wars isn't all just about Jedi, Force wielding lightsabers. That made me think about it. What was the character / show that did it for me? It was actually the Clone Wars, specifically the episode where Heavy sacrificed himself in order to alert the Jedi and save his squadron. That was the moment for me. Whenever I started having more respect for people that were not Jedi or just people with a lightsaber or whatever. Yeah, that was that pivot point. And for the longest time, Heavy was my favorite clone because of that.
Oh yeah, man. My buddy Michael, I got my buddy Michael Malgus on YouTube, you guys, and we're just talking about the Mandalorian, talking about Star Wars stuff, trying to keep attentive to you guys. I know somebody's like, bye, I'm leaving. Bye. Okay, I'm leaving. Carlo was like, hurry up and leave. I love that, right? No, but you know, Michael, there was something I was saying yesterday where it was like, you know, I felt like the Mandalorian is one of those things that, you know, it really made you look at Star Wars just differently in terms of like, you know, when I was a kid and even still as an adult, there's those moments where you're like, man, the Jedi, when you think of Star Wars, you think of lightsabers, you think of the Jedi, you know, like that's the character that you want to be. And then when the Mandalorian came out and he was just saying, you know, there's certain moments in Clone Wars too that, you know, gave you a different light. Like, yeah, there are other cool characters that, you know, really give you other alternatives to like, wow, I can identify or really like dig this character, you know, because they are Star Wars. They make it cool, and it's not just about, you know, the Jedi. So Mandalorian is one of those things. My thoughts on Bad Batch. I absolutely love the show. I review the show with friends from TikTok every Friday. So as long as you guys are here in the stream, you'll be able to see that every Friday, like at 12 o'clock noon Mountain Time. We talk about the show and recap it. So, absolutely love it. I literally talk about it every week. This is the way. Aren't you the guy that said you were leaving and you're still here? Well, at least I have your attention. Let me see if I can bring in Brickfish one more time. We'll try this again. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. What's up?
Hello. I'm you.
You're me.
Yeah, I'm you.
Well, well, hi.
Hi.
What brings you on?
I've been quite inspired by your TikTok videos.
Really? Well, I appreciate that, man. What's one of your favorite videos that I've done?
It's the one where it's the one where people in the comments say, am I on your bounty list or something like that.
I get like 20 of those every day, man. Yeah. Like every hour, it seems like. So
yeah.
But I'm glad you like it, man. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
Now, did you have any questions coming on today?
I'm wondering, like how much suit mainly?
Yeah, no, good question. So Brickfish Productions asked me how much is my Mandalorian suit. It's kind of hard I can't really give you guys like a full price range. It probably could have been much more expensive than what it was, because luckily for certain things, like the shoulder pads and the glove pieces. Those were 3D printed and they were given to me as a gift, as well as like my blaster that was given to me as a gift. But I had to do all the work, in terms of like sanding, painting, all that stuff. The helmet, I bought that from a buddy of mine, but I still had to do the painting, and that was probably about maybe 130 for the 3D printed helmet. Everything else, like the chest armor, the thigh armor, I had to make all of that out of PVA foam, and everything else was literally just pieces all brought together to kind of make the suit that you guys see. So like on my YouTube channel, I actually do have a full video that goes in depth about like how I made the cosplay. So if you want to check that out, that'll probably give you more of like the in-depth answer. But in short, it's a lot of pieces that have been brought together over time to kind of give you guys what you see. So yeah, man. Anything else?
No, that's all.
That's it. Brickfish, thank you so much for coming over and hanging out on the channel, and I appreciate your support on TikTok and on YouTube. You're amazing.
Yep.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
You take care.
Yep. See you.
I love that, man. I love again, to my TikTok people, thank you guys so much. Seriously, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, and even you, Michael, being here hanging out. Like, I really appreciate just all the love, all the support. You guys make the channel what it is, and the channel has grown so much literally because of you guys. So thank you so much for your support and just liking my stuff. I'm glad you guys like the videos, man. It really it warms my heart to see that you guys really do enjoy the content. So with that being said, there will be so much more coming. How am I today? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And Manic Potato, I pinned your comment earlier in a video. Hopefully you've seen it. So, I think I missed a couple questions. Where's Baby Yoda? I literally get asked this every day, every single day. He's right here, man. Where I go, the child goes. So, anyway, Michael, anything else for you, man? Any other theories, comments, questions?
Going off of the Book of Boba, how would it be if they brought back an IG unit droid?
Well, I mean, for the Book of Boba Fett, that would be interesting. Because the original one was destroyed on the Death Star, right?
In Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. I can go into IG-88's story because that was IG-88B who died in Cloud City. IG-88A died on the Death Star. Yeah. His whole story is really complicated, but it's a fun story. That's why he's earned his way up as my second favorite bounty hunter of all time.
Wow.
It's a really complicated story. I actually have his Black Series figure and his figure from the 80s.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the one in the Mandalorian? It was IG-11.
Mm-hmm. And I have this pop and Black Series.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Book of Boba Fett is one of the things. There's a lot of things I want to see in the show, but one of the things I feel like would be really cool is assembling the old gang. And I don't know how you would do that with the IG type of droid, but I feel like here's the question. If you did bring back the original, this is the question. Is it possible that the consciousness of that droid, is like downloaded in like some type of program and re-uploaded into a new droid? I don't know if that's a thing, if that's possible, but I'm saying, in the world of Star Wars, it may not be far-fetched to say that, part of the original droid that they had years ago, maybe they have pieces of the information or memories.
I mean, that's really possible.
On an SD card or some shit. I don't know. So,
that's really possible because he was scrapped on Cloud City. Thing is, though, that doesn't mean somebody didn't stop by and look at it and go, that's an assassin droid. We could use that. Yeah. That's Lando's home. Lando, he's as slippery as they come. He's a cool character, but he's slick. Yeah. And we already know there's a ton of people just like that who live in Cloud City as well. I honestly, I do not feel bad for comparing Cloud City to Coruscant. I do not feel bad at all for that because
they could be definitely similarities.
They could be just as slick. And going off of that, someone could have easily just took IG-88's head and still had all the programming inside of his head and then implemented it into something else, and IG-88's back easily. Yeah. Whether he's inside of a Gonk droid or in another IG unit or in a mouse droid, doesn't matter. He's still back. It's just that no one would know except for that one person. They wouldn't even know what they brought back. Because IG-88 was, in his time period, he was the second best bounty hunter after Boba.
Yeah, man, that's insane.
I
feel like they're definitely gonna bring him back in some capacity. They would have to. I feel like for sure.
I mean, like at least in Legends continuity, it was like, nope, he's done. He's done. Yeah. And to me, I'm like, that's kind of wasted potential because if he was the second best bounty hunter, let him prove it.
Yeah,
let him prove it. I mean, like.
I feel like the consciousness thing will be like the best way to do it in the Book of Boba Fett. Somebody asked me what droid would I have as my companion. Probably like an R2 unit, man. Because why not? I love R2. But it's either like a BB-8 unit or an R2. But I'm probably gonna go with an R2 unit for sure. I think R2 is classic. Absolutely.
Actually, going off of that. It would all depend. Does the droid trust me or not?
Does the droid trust you? Right. Yeah.
That's a big one to me. Does the droid trust me? If the droid does not trust me, I know what I'm going to pick. If
it's me, I want to know what the droid is saying. Like, I'm sure, like, R2-D2 is, like, saying multiple curse words. I just want to be able to understand him. That's it. I want to know everything that droid is saying. You know? So
in Legends, honestly, R2-D2 is more of a serial killer than Vader was.
Yeah, man. I mean, you look at what was the other, Dr. Afra, her droids were like murder torture droids, so they're those R2 and protocol droids, man, that you never know, depending on their programming, they can be really crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely going with an R2 unit.
4LOM is a good example.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Actually, do you call it 4LOM or 4LOM?
Oh yeah, I always say 4LOM. I
always say 4LOM because of C3PO. You say each individual letter and number. So for me, it makes sense to call him 4LOM.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I feel like it works both ways. Dave Filoni mentioned something about like the AT-ATs. So he's like, it works both ways. Like you can call it AT-ATs or AT-ATs. Right? Yeah. So I feel like that probably falls in.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. But like
501st, thanks for being there, buddy. Good to see you.
How cool would it be if they brought back Zuckuss and 4LM?
Who's Zuckuss? I don't remember Zuckuss.
The guy who looks like a fly.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, shit, that's original trilogy, man.
Yeah, he and 4LOM, they're partners. They always work together because 4LOM, he's a killer. 4LOM, he's the killer of the two. Zuckuss, he's the tracker. Zuckuss, he can track anything and anybody, no matter what it is, no matter how small it is. I guess a good example would be, and I think it was Batman the Animated Series, how Harley Quinn was saying on how she found I'm pretty sure it was something about like one of the Roosevelt's wives on how she found a picture in a bird's nest. Zuckuss could do it better.
Really?
Yeah, Zuckuss, he was the best tracker outside of Boba and IG-88 in the entire Star Wars universe. The only reason why he wasn't notified is because he can't fight for crap. He is somebody who can find anybody or anything. He's kind of like the equivalent of like in the Arrow show or in the Flash show. With the guy who's sitting at the computer screen going, okay, give me 5 seconds. I can break down this firewall and locate every little problem in the entire known universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I think I just had a picture of the guy.
There's one in the middle.
I don't know where it went. Oh, why are there so many? What is going on with Google Chrome right now? It's being really weird.
There's the one in the middle. The one on the left is Boz. Right in the middle is Zuckuss. Zuckuss is a very underrated character. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he is underrated. He is very underrated.
It would be cool, man. I feel like Book of Boba Fett is definitely one of those things that's going to at least this is what I hope. This is what I would assume. If we're getting a chapter for Boba Fett, this is the way I feel it should go. Number one, I feel like it should start off like the three things that I want to see that I feel like would be obvious would be us visiting his past in Return of the Jedi. So seeing, you got to answer the question, how did he survive the Sarlacc pit? So take us through that exact moment. So I want to see that and what happened to him after that. Like he lost his armor. Did he just kind of quit bounty hunting for a little bit and then kind of regain his courage? And then how did Cobb Vanth came into that. So I feel like we would probably need to see him as well. And then not only that, there's this piece that we're talking about, reassembling the crew of bounty hunters. I think we need to see that. And then the third piece would be, it's the underground kingpin. Now it's Boba's palace. So I want to kind of see more of that. I don't know if he's going to be like a crime lord or something now, but either way, I feel like there's so many different phases of things that they're going to be able to touch on that I feel would be pretty obvious. And those are just like the top three things that I'm like, I really hope that we're going to be able to dive into those things and see it in the Book of Boba Fett, which I think would be fantastic. So, yeah man, I can't wait.
And I think it's going to show a massive adjustment period, kind of like how in the Bad Batch, how there's the adjustment period with the clones, people interacting with them. I feel like they're going to show the adjustment period between Bib Fortuna to Boba, because since Jabba's gone, it then became Bib Fortuna's palace. Bib Fortuna's gone, now it's Boba's palace. Yep.
So it's going to be crazy, man. 501st, yeah, I didn't think you would respond to my comment on TikTok. Oh, of course, man, of course. Do you think they should do a backstory of Bane?
We're talking about Darth Bane?
Yeah, are you talking about like Darth Bane or Cad Bane? Yeah, good question. Which one?
Because to me, Cad Bane, he deserves the backstory. We do not have anything for him with backstory. We need it.
That would be kind of fun.
Darth Bane, read that trilogy from Legends. That thing is amazing.
I have not read it, but I've heard that there's good content out there. Like, so if you're talking about, he said Cad Bane. He's talking about Cad.
But Darth Bane trilogy is actually what got me into reading Star Wars. It's actually what got me into looking to the lore of it. It was because of that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So for me, every single time I look at that trilogy, I'm always like, yes, let's go, Darth Bane.
Yeah. I'm diving a lot into Legends books, at least collecting them. Haven't started reading any of them yet, but I've got probably about like 5 Legends books that are in my collection that I'm like, hey, they caught my eye. So I have a few of them that are on my list. The next thing that I got to read is, I don't know where it's at. It's the High Republic. It's one of the most recent ones that came out for that. So I got to read that. And then there's the Skywalker. There was a Skywalker book that recently came out. So there's so much on my reading list, you guys. I'm always in a novel hole, but I try to push myself to get through them a little quicker and read them. But I love. It's so fun for me. Like over these last 2 years, Star Wars novels have become this new love for me in the fandom world of Star Wars, where it's like there's this other knowledge and so much. It's like for me when I read, it's like I can visualize. It's like watching a movie, at least for me. That's how it is when I read. And so part of it is the knowledge, but part of it is just going on that journey and like, wow, this is actually really cool. Like the High Republic especially is one of those things where it's like, I love visualizing like what this part of the galaxy was like before any of this other stuff, before like Phantom Menace and anything like that. So yeah, man, I love the books. The books are great. Did I miss more questions? Oh, do you think the Mandalorian season 3 will see how Baby Yoda escaped the Jedi Temple? No. And to elaborate on that, and Michael, you can comment on this just a sec. I don't think Grogu's gonna be there with Luke that long. I think people are looking too deep into it because that takes place many years later. When Luke's Jedi Temple gets destroyed. If Kylo Ren is even born, if Ben Solo is even born at this point, he's probably just like a baby, So my thoughts are this. I think Grogu is going to be with Luke Skywalker for however long it takes him to work through his past and learn how to harness his capabilities. Even Luke Skywalker said that himself in, The Mandalorian, where he was like, the child will never be safe until he learns how to harness his abilities. And I think that those words were so little, but it was so much, because I really think that speaks to Grogu's, particular time with Luke Skywalker. I don't think, we really have to worry about Ben Solo and Kylo Ren. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's a thought and a fear and a theory that some people have. But again, me personally, I don't think Grogu's going to be there that long. And if you've been paying attention to the Mandalorian show, well, guess what? There's a couple things like Grogu and Din. They are a clan of two. That's the Mudhorn thing. So those two, in my opinion, I feel like they are inseparable. At some point, Grogu's going to end up going back to Din. And another thing, like I was saying, like if you've been paying attention to the show, it's like Din Djarin was like trying so hard to figure out like where this child's place is, where he belongs, taking him to his people. I'm going to get you to the best school, kid. I'm going to make sure that, you're with the right people, your people, they're going to take care of you. But throughout their entire journey, I think eventually even he started to realize like this kid's place is with me. You know what I mean? And it was kind of a thing of not saying it, but eventually he started to realize it. Like, why else would he take off his helmet? Why else would he travel across the galaxy for this kid? I think he started to realize like, oh yeah, this kid's place is with me. And I think, again, we're going to see that played out even more so later down the road. Now, another thing, I don't think we're going to see Grogu as much in season 3, because again, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going to Mandalore. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some major battle stuff happening. And if we do see Grogu, I think it won't be little tiny baby Grogu. I think we'll start to see him, developing a little bit more, and really working through some of his past and using more of his powers. So I think when we do see Grogu, it would be very minimal, which I think is a great way of using that character going into season 3. But that's my thoughts. Michael, what do you think?
Okay, I got a few thoughts on this one.
Yeah.
For instance, I do believe Grogu will come into season 3.
Yeah.
But this is a very important fact to know first. And in one of the comic books, it is canon. It has Kylo Ren saying that he was Luke's first student in the temple. So, going off of that, that means Grogu's definitely gone and out of the picture before he gets there. So every single time when someone says, "Oh no, Kylo Ren killed Grogu," no. Wasn't there. He was not there. I know for a fact Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they are watching stuff like that like very keenly because they do not want to mess this up. And going off of that, what I think is going to happen, because Luke will definitely understand this, and it would make sense for it to go full circle with how it was with Luke and Yoda versus Grogu and Luke. With whenever Luke was saying that I'm sensing danger for Han and Leia. And then Grogu could say the same thing to Luke whenever Mando's gonna be going through problems with potentially Bo-Katan and trying to deal with Mandalorian.
Now, let's go.
I think that could be what's gonna happen, because to me it would make so sense for it to come full circle with everything. Because it would be because Luke, he would not say no, because he knows, he understands. He understands that on a deeper level than Yoda did. He understands that on a deeper level than most of the other Jedi who would still be around.
Wow.
So I feel like
that makes so much more sense.
So I think that because of that, Grogu's going to find his way back to him. And then when Grogu's going to have the choice to go back, I feel he's going to choose to stay with him with the clan of 2, like what you were saying. And going from there, they're going to go and either deal with Mandalore, or they're going to continue with the path of trying to find Yoda's species. It's going to be one or the other. To me, it might just be me. I don't want to find Yoda's species. I don't want to find.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. We already know that Yoda and Yaddle was getting down. We know it's their biological kid. We.
We don't. I personally don't want to see it. The only reason why
of course nobody wants to see Yoda and Yaddle getting down. What's wrong with you? Just kidding.
No, I mean, I do not want to see the species. I want to leave that as a complete mystery, because that's what George Lucas wanted. He wanted it to be a mystery. So let's leave it like that. You know what I mean? And I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni agree with that. And I think they're just going to say, okay, we're going to leave that be. But I think it'd be cool to see Grogu, like with Mandalore, trying to grow through that. I think that would be a great arc, kind of like how in Clone Wars with the Mandalore arc.
I 100% agree.
I think that would be amazing to see that. I think.
Let me repeat what you said to the folks on TikTok so they can hear it. So my buddy Michael, he was saying, because we were talking about like what's gonna happen, with Grogu, and there was a question that we got earlier where someone was like, are we gonna see him like in Luke's Jedi Temple around the time of Ben Solo? And I went on to elaborate like, no, I don't think we're gonna. Grogu's gonna be with Luke for however long it takes him to master his powers. Now, Michael was also saying, I don't know if this was coming. Was this from the comics, Michael, about Ben saying like he was?
Yes, I came from a comic book.
So
I came from a comic.
Ben was saying he was the first student in Luke's Jedi Temple. Ben Solo was. So that tells us right there in canon that Grogu was gone way before then. So again, Michael brought up such an interesting parallel that I really hope that they do. And I feel like if they do it, this needs to be a big announcement for like Luke Skywalker's show. So I feel like basically, before I even get into like doing the Luke show, let me explain exactly what Michael was saying. So it's kind of one of those things of like, you remember in the original trilogy it was Empire Strikes Back, when Luke Skywalker was training with Master Yoda, and he was like, I sense that my friends are in danger. I need to leave and go and help them. And Yoda was like, no, you need to stay and finish your training and then become a Jedi. And he was like, but my friends, they need my help. And, Luke took off. So Michael brought up this parallel. I was like, yo, I want this to happen now. I want this to happen. It's got to happen. Please hire Michael Disney. I'm just throwing that out there. So he brought up this idea of like, what if that's the same thing that kind of happens with Grogu, is he's training with Luke, and Grogu has this moment where he's like, I sense Din Djarin, and some of my other friends are in trouble. I need to leave. My place isn't to stay here. But I got to work through my past. I got to work through my shit, but I got to go help out, my dad. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be so great. And then Michael was also saying, like, again, nobody else would understand that more than Luke Skywalker. So, and again, Grogu's going to be gone way before then. And to wrap it up, it's really one of those things. Grogu's going to be with Luke for however long it takes him to master his powers. But we know in canon that that's going to be before Ben Solo in the time of the Jedi Temple. That's many years later. So thank you for pointing that out. Great topic, man. Very good.
And another reason why I brought that up was because of the prequel trilogy. Remember whenever Anakin with his mother? Attack of the Clones?
Yep.
Remember, Obi-Wan was telling him also not to go initially, because Obi-Wan was saying, no, protect Padme. You know what I mean? That's the priority here. And someone, I don't remember which content creator I saw this from. I don't remember. I wish I did, because I would reference it because it was such a great topic.
Yeah.
If Qui-Gon was still alive and Qui-Gon was his master, Qui-Gon would have let him go.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I wouldn't doubt it. Yep.
And to me, going off of that, I feel like that's going to be kind of like with what's going on, like on how Luke would do that for Grogu. Because if you do not let somebody do that, it ends up causing more issues. Like with Anakin, only had to just aggravate him more, and he ended up going anyway.
Yeah.
And
there's so much. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I was just thinking, like, there's so much to the Jedi and the Jedi code that people don't know. Like, you may be able to correct me on this, but even I see my buddy Darth Chaco mention this, that like, I don't think there's anything in the Jedi code that says, like, for instance, like, there's some people that are like, oh, I would rather be a Sith because then I can have sex and be in a relationship. There's nothing in the Jedi code that says that you can't have, physical relationship with someone else. It talks about the attachment. It talks about like that selfish, attachment of like, now I have to hold on to this, and then, then you start to become selfish, and those kinds of things lead to the dark side. So it's talking about those attachments,
and
forming
I have a bad
those
joke
kinds
for
of
that.
things. Yeah. Oh, bring it.
So Charlie Sheen would be the perfect Jedi.
Oh, he has no attachment, but he out there smashing like crazy, right? Yeah, man.
I mean, like, it's a bad joke. It's a bad joke, right? I know, but
it's so valid, so valid. Yeah. If you want to be a Jedi and smash, just look at Charlie Sheen, right? Like that's the thing. No, don't form attachments. But
like for me personally,
STD,
I have looked into this at a much deeper level than what, like with what you were just saying, like with people saying I would rather be a Sith because I want to do this. For me, I chose that I would want to be a Sith only because of one thing. That's because the Jedi Order as a whole is very restrictive, and that they are very judgmental. And honestly, they're more evil than they really let on. At least with the Sith, you're allowed to use your emotion the way on how you feel is appropriate. You don't have to be evil to be a Sith.
But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Everyone says that, but George Lucas
I have examples
perfectly. If you think about it, I think this is just me speaking. I think Ahsoka is a great example of what a lot of people would aspire to be. Qui-Gon Jinn is a perfect example of what a lot of people would rather aspire to be.
Yes, as a Jedi. When you think
of the light side and the dark side of the Force,
people look at black and white.
Lucas, they paint it perfectly where there's one side, the light side of the Force, it is selfless, where it's very giving. It's not necessarily about you, but it's about how can you build up other people? How can you use your capabilities to help and serve? So it's very selfless. And then on the other side, the dark side of the Force, it is very selfish, meaning how much can I get? How much can I take? Now, there's been people and this is why the gray Jedi mentality never works, because some people are like, well, I could use the dark side powers and capabilities and use it for good. No, you can't. It wouldn't work that way, only because at some point, if you tap into the dark side, you could say I'm only using these powers, for good. But something happens where you're going to continue to want more. You're going to continue to get a tighter fist, and enough just isn't enough. You want more and more and more. It's like Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob, right? $1 is not enough. I need more. Give me more money, kind of a thing. So it's when you think of the dark side, even though the idea of it is intriguing, and that's the beauty of it. It's meant to be like chocolate covered doo-doo. In the Christian world, it's like sin, for instance, where it's like it's meant to be intriguing. It's meant to look very good and attractive. But when you bite into it, you're like, oh, it's very bland and empty, and you're trying to get more, but you're never satisfied. You know what I mean? So once you get there, it's like the exterior thought of the dark side is like, man, that'd be pretty badass. But you see what happens with everyone that does go down that path. It's never enough. And then the famous quote, hate leads to, what is it? Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering. Something.
Anger leads to hate.
You guys know what I mean?
Suffering.
Yeah.
So
when you think of the dark side in that sense, you know what I mean? It's like the idea is intriguing. But
I do agree with you partially. That is what they do on the most part. But I can tell you several examples of Sith that did not do that. For example, like Bryson the Killer, he just posted this about Dooku. Dooku never really went dark side fully. He had the dark side powers. He used his emotion, but he never fell. That's a good example. But that's not who I was thinking of. Going off of Legends, during the times of after Return of the Jedi, the spirit of one Sith, who I honestly cringe to call him a Sith because he wasn't trained by a Sith or anything. He found Sith artifacts, he studied into the Sith, and he learned the dark side powers, he learned their capabilities, and he actually created one Force ability that I have never seen anywhere else in Star Wars, which I think is amazing. His name is Darth Vectivus. Darth Vectivus, he was the most selfless Sith in history. He was basically kind of like the manager of an entire mining operation, and he used his capabilities to help everybody around him. But his capability, I don't understand how he made it work, but basically he's able to put the living being soul inside of like a Force entity per se, and if it gets killed, that person gets killed. But in the process of doing that, he can also use it to save people.
Yeah.
which is what he did.
What does he look like? What does this guy look like?
That's the thing. He really doesn't have many. He doesn't really have anything. Let me try to see if I can find a good picture of him, because there is a really cool picture of him that I found. But Darth Vectivus, he is a character who I bring up all the time when people say all Sith are evil. No, that is not true.
All right. No, and again, that goes to show you there's a lot about the way the Force works. You know, hey, I'm just a buckethead. You know, I'm a Mandalorian. I don't know about all these space wizards and their magic and moving rocks and stuff. But again, you know, I think that even you paint a good picture of like just how broad the Force is itself. Like there's so much that can be explored there. And that's another reason why I love reading books in Star Wars, is that you're going to learn something. You're going to learn so much new stuff the deeper you go, you know.
I can see the pictures on your screen with Darth Vectivus. See, Darth Vectivus, for me, he is a very intriguing character without having much story behind him. In fact, the Sith that actually abused his power was Lumaya.
Interesting.
Lumaya, she was a Sith who used a light whip during the time of Luke Skywalker's school. I don't remember exactly who it was that she used to corrupt. Forgive me, it's been a long time since I read it, so I don't remember all the characters that were affected. But I do remember it was part of the Skywalker family who was actually used in this, because what they did was they basically she tricked Vectivus' spirit into helping. But in the background, Vectivus was going, "Don't trust her, don't trust her, don't trust her." You know, like he was in the background basically trying to tell them, "Stop, you're going down the wrong way." And of course, they went Lumaya's way. Because
so when you're talking about characters like this, it's like it's not always so black and white. Exactly. Like it's not always so one way or the other. Yeah.
And like Darth Vectivus, he died, and I remember this was clearly stated. He died in a bed surrounded by his loved ones.
Interesting.
And
when did his time take place? When did he take place?
He took place, I believe. I could be completely wrong. He took place in the time of the High Republic. Like he was a character who was way away from everybody else. He was not trained by a Sith or anything. He just found artifacts and he found items, and he used that to his advantage to learn. Because during all the mining, he came across a ton of dark side minerals and artifacts, and he took them in and he learned from it. But he never fell. You know, like he called himself a Sith, but he never fell. And like another example of a Sith, I know I've mentioned Swords of Sin before. She was gone. Like, she was gone. I'm going to admit that right now. She was gone.
Yeah.
But the person who she resented, though, was the one in charge of it all, because he never fell. It was Ajunta Paul. Ajunta Paul was a Jedi master who was the leader of the entire Sith Empire until he died. And in fact, if you look into Knights of the Old Republic, when you go into onto the planet Korriban and you're going through the Valley of the Dark Lords, you will find his temple, and whenever you come across him, it'll be him begging for forgiveness for what he had done. Because in his state of mind, you know what he was wanting? All he was wanting was just to be able to continue the practice of using your emotion and using like sorcery and stuff like that within the practice of the Jedi. But then the Jedi said, "We're not doing that anymore." So in the process, he did not believe that was right. So then he got ejected with all the rest of them as he fought back. But so he was never evil in the first place. It was just that he was more or less kind of like that standard United States American who was saying rights. And I'm just like, he wasn't wrong, and neither were any of the others. The only reason why they fell was because they were so mad. So then they used the dark side energy to inflate it even more. So in all honesty, it was because of the Jedi the Sith even came. Which is another reason why I'm like, I would rather support the Sith because they were just defending the rights in the first place. Granted, it inflated to a completely different scale, I do admit that. Which is why if I was to be a Sith, I would rather be a Sith in the older time period where it would actually, where it's still justified, where it's no longer like Sidious, where you just like, unlimited power wants to kill everybody. No, I don't want to know. No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for that.
I think I owe it to myself to definitely, catch up on some of the, especially with KOTOR, man. I definitely am trying to get a little more familiar on some of that stuff and things and legends. But I think overall, man, you paint a great picture that the Force is so broad that it just, for fans, definitely explore it because there's so many ways, that it can go. Now, I think over time, I think one thing that can be said is that maybe in earlier points of time in Star Wars history, there was more of this gray area where if you were a dark side user or, more into the light side, there was, somewhat of a balance on both sides. But
there was.
Later down the road, I think that's when it became, especially, things got a little more selfish, for certain people. And I think that's where you have a little bit of that divide on both sides, essentially. So
that actually didn't start that far down the line either. It started around 5,000 BBY roughly.
This is a hot face reveal.
During you see, like even Marco Ragnos. Like, I know we mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah,
Marco Ragnos during his time period, he actually died of old age too. But the thing was he evil? Arguably, yes. Yeah. But you know what? But you know what he was though?
Yeah.
He was a leader.
Yep.
He was a leader first and a tyrant second. Because he put his people before he put himself. And to me, I'm like, okay, that shows a lot. That tells a lot about somebody whenever they in that state of power, being the ultimate fighter of his time period and still putting himself last.
He's a complete badass, man.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I love Marco and the thing, and
underscore cloudy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, I was just going to mention, like, I hate how in that Star Wars game we were talking about yesterday in Jedi Academy, they actually undershot him because they made him weaker for no reason.
Yeah.
They made him weaker than what he was. He never lost a fight. Ever.
Wow, that's crazy.
He never lost a fight.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
There was another Sith that also never lost a fight. The only time whenever he lost was whenever his apprentice literally stabbed him in the back while he was literally doing a briefing over what they're going to do for combat.
That's crazy.
And to me, I'm like, that is the lowest level you could get. He's literally briefing the military. Yeah. Okay, here's the plan, everybody. We're going to be trying to fight. Like, that's the lowest thing to do. And that was too awkward, by the way. But Marco Ragnos, though, he was a character who, even after his death, he came back as a Force ghost.
Yeah.
And people say Sith can't come back. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he did. He did. He was in Jedi Knight Academy. Yeah,
Nectivus did too. Believe it or not, Nectivus did. The character he did.
Wow.
Like I said, he was in the background going, "Don't do it," because he was literally there as a Force ghost. He was literally there.
Interesting.
Nectivus came back. Marco Ragnos came back. Tula Cord, I believe, also came back at one point or another.
This is just something that we haven't seen in canon yet, but I think that would be really sick.
Yeah.
Miss Cloudy also says, "Hey, just want to say your TikToks are amazing." Thanks, buddy. And Bryson, sorry I didn't say hello to you yet, man. Thanks for tuning in. There was a Dooku book. I just seen he was talking. You mentioned he said something about Dooku earlier. I think there was a book that it's about.
Jedi Lost?
I think so. It's about him and Asajj.
Yeah, I have that book actually right there.
Yeah. I heard good things about that. So
I've looked at it. It's really weird how it's written. It looks like it's written like a play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I could try to grab the book real quick and I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, go ahead. Grab it and show it to me, and then we're going to go ahead and end here on the stream.
All right, I'll be right back.
What's my opinion on banana bread? But banana bread is great. It's got to be moist, though. You got to make it moist. So that's my opinion. If it's not moist, I don't want it.
Alrighty.
So I'm going to go ahead and end here on TikTok, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm over there live if you want to see my full face. And we'll see how the day goes. I may go live again later. Come hang out with you guys. So much love. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This is the way.
Like just as a random.
Yeah.
Just as a random page.
Oh, wow. And you already read through it, yeah?
I've read through some of it, not all of it.
Okay.
I want to finish it.
That's kind of on my list. I may have to cop that one because I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
501st Legion says, "May the force be with you." Thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. I think that's pretty much it for the stream today, you guys. Michael, as always, man, I love kicking it with you. I expect you to be here in every stream. So we'll pick up on this. I may go live again later. It just depends on what my day looks like. I may have some busy house stuff to do.
But yeah, if you can't tell, the Sith are definitely the part of Star Wars I've looked into the most.
Yeah, no, I can tell, man. I can see your eyes going a little yellow, just a little bit. I see a red lightsaber.
Actually, now this is actually kind of a creepy fact about me. I remember one time I got really aggravated with some people, and I was looking at myself in the mirror. I actually did see a tint of yellow. Granted, I've got brown eyes, so since I got brown eyes, it's a bit easier to see a bit of yellow in it. When I saw
there is a little bit of Sith there, just a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. All right.
But like I said, though, after looking into the Sith and what they actually mean, I would rather be a Sith because even Revan, he was a character who was light side, but he had his own rebellion within him. I would consider him more like Qui-Gon whenever he was a Jedi first. Vitiate was actually the one who corrupted his mind. It wasn't his choice to turn to the dark side.
Yeah.
And then when he came back from that, when Bastila helped cure that, he got back to his normal state. And that's kind of what I believe a Jedi should be. Somebody who is ultimately neutral. But for me, if I was to choose one way or the other, I would choose the dark side only because of the fact of if you have to restrict your own emotions and stuff like that, you're ultimately weakening yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're ultimately going to be hindering your own capabilities and your own beliefs because you are removing your own self from the equation of trying to make yourself better.
Yeah. I think that would be an interesting thing that they should play out. And maybe they have in some ways in the films. Like, I would even argue with Luke a little bit. He's one of those characters that has always been driven by his emotions in many ways. And that's just a part of his character. So I think seeing more of that, I think would be interesting for sure down the road. But great conversation, man.
But
guys,
I
know, man. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end here. I probably will come back later, depending on the day. But be sure to, guys, I'll post something maybe later. Like if I'm going to go live, I may post something here on my YouTube page, just to let you guys know what time frame. So if I do a live stream, I will let you guys know for later. But other than that, you guys have all been amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Michael, as always a pleasure having you on, man. And chatting and talking about Star Wars. And next month, you guys, we got the Mandalorian Gallery. That episode getting into Luke Skywalker, which is going to be amazing, which is August 25th. Again, let me know if you guys want to see a watch party. If you guys want to do it, if you're down to do that, we can definitely make it happen. Just comment on this video and let me know once this is posted if you guys are down to do that. So anyway, much love. I will see you guys for the next live stream. Michael, you take care, brother, and have a great day.
You as well.